I'm so stoked. I love being in a state of ketosis. My energy's jacked up all the time. No crashing. Wake up with energy. Go to bed. Well, sometimes let's keep it real on the hizzy, because I answer so many emails. Sometimes I'm a little cranked up, but I've been pushing that stress down. But let's get right on to it. Kablemi! Is this upside down? Yes, it is. Oopsie. This is my #1 resource on how to keto adapt. This is what it is for now. This stuff's got me pumped. Yes. Courtesy of Oneg. Yeah, that's what's up. Booyah! Okay, why is this something I'm pushing right now? I mean, I'm not trying to make sales for this company. I'm not trying to promote them. But in some aspects I am, because this is my #1 resource right now that'll help you guys get into ketosis, because it's simply about the human planet. Hunter-gatherer societies. These are the people that have it right. Us people in the modern time, we're idiots. We are numbnuts that push our bodies way beyond what we can handle. I just did a video on, how to get in ketosis when it comes to getting these little mother suckers to work, your adrenal glands, because a lot of you guys, through the consultations that I have, I find out that you are stage 3 adrenal fatigued, okay? So the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you've gone up to stage 1, you're at 42 units of too much cortisol, you oscillate to stage 2, you get to 3, and all of a sudden you're estrogen dominant and your ding-along don't work. So that's what I spoke about in the last video, but to not digress back to that, the reason why I love this video series so much is because those people did not go through pregnenolone steal. They didn't have the adrenal fatigue that we have because they rested. And these people are about energy conservation, because they understood that you cannot be lit all day long and then in the middle of the day you're going to crash. You wake up tired? How, as a hunter-gatherer society, are you able to live if you don't have enough food, you're expending energy and you're crashing all day long? This video series proves that, first of all, when you're hungry, and you go to any jungle or forest on the planet, you can't just stick plants in your mouth, because a lot of plants have plant chemicals, because they want to survive just like any living creature, mammal, human on this planet. They all want to survive. So non-edible plants are longer in season, because you know what? They've built up a defense to fight against predators that want to eat them. That's why edible plants have a shorter season to survive. And then we'd have to compete with other animals in the oxidation of these plant source foods to survive. And they don't grow like big, huge friggin' crops of vegetables. Not gonna happen. No. We're not gonna have like the perfect fertilizer and, and the GMO stuff, and we're not gonna have the pesticides to stop the insects from demolishing it. These people, hunter-gatherer societies, when they hunted for game or animals that would eat the fattiest parts of the animal, the organ meats. So if you go to the middle of the East or to China, to Asian countries, you will still see brain, tongue, eyes, intestines, liver, the organ meats at street markets, because they understand that that's where you have 100 times more packed full of nutrients than fruits and vegetables combined 100 times. And I did not stutter, not this time. Our plant source foods have been genetically modified. They've been hybridized. They've been altered. And they've been man-tinkered with. So whatever you think is so sweet and fruity and nature's candy, no. We've made it that way. It's not nature's candy. That's man-made candy. Fructose goes to liver. has to be processed there and clogs that mother sucker up, because we're only designed to take in 1 teaspoon of glucose in our bloodstream at any one point, because if you overshoot that glucose, sucrose, fructose, glucose, if you overshoot it, then your body has to overshoot its insulin because it can't calibrate over a teaspoon. 1 gram glucose, 1 gram insulin. 4 grams, 5 grams glucose, 5 grams insulin. 30 grams glucose and a flood of insulin in the system, and then that creates a blood sugar dysregulation. These hunter-gatherer societies didn't make such critical, stupid mistakes because they stayed within the organ meats, which have the fat-soluble vitamins and minerals. They put themselves in a state of ketosis because the brain does better on ketones. And the only part of your body that needs glucose is your red blood cells. And it doesn't need that much. And it can do that through what? Gluconeogenesis. We need gluconeogenesis. But we are so gluconeogenic, we are catabolic, and that is why you're walking around and you don't have the business. Thin is not in. I'm not thin. I'm not thin by any means. I'm just ketotic. My body has a regulatory system and it understands that this is the level of my body fat to be in homeostasis, right? I put my body into parasympathetic state. I treat my nervous system well. And my body goes, this percent body fat is all we need to be healthy. If I go lower than that, because my body's so highly keto adapted, and I drop my fats, dietary fats, and I access more body fat, and I go down in body fat, I can live like that, but that's not a lower body fat that I want to maintain, because over time the body's not going to like that. And people have this kind of skewed understanding that if they're in ketosis, they're just going to just drop fat, drop fat, drop fat. No, your body drops fat when you are in a surplus of fat that creates visceral fat that is putting stress on your system. So you don't just end up in a ketogenic diet and just poof, disappear into thin air because you just keep burning body fat until you're dead. No. Your body goes, hold up, wait a minute, this is much. This is the amount of body fat that this person needs to maintain homeostasis. It could be this body fat that I have, which I'm hovering around between 9 and 11, depends on how active I am. Or it just literally depends on the state of your systems. Your systems aren't working. They're going to slow the process down because they want to make sure that your body is healed before letting up its very precious commodity, which is fat. Because in the reality, the scope of life, muscle's expensive, it burns a lot of calories, it makes ketones, but if it feels like the muscles are making your electric bill, if your house is has electricity and the muscles are making the bill too high, it'll shut off lights in every room to make sure that that electric bill goes down, and therefore it will dump the muscle. It'll make you not be able to poop because pooping's too expensive for the electric bill. Hair growth, nail growth, teeth. That's why your hair is thinning, is because there's something going on with your metabolic processes. You're metabolically deranged. So that's it, you guys. This series is great. They take hunter-gatherer societies around the world and show how they survive. It'll give you that understanding of how we existed in the wild, which has nothing to do. We might be primal body, but we're overstimulated. So this intermittent fasting and this HIIT training, unfortunately, it doesn't work when you're in stage 3 adrenal fatigue. It just makes things worse. And when your body divides in cells, sister cell, daughter cell, generations of cortisol driven or toxic driven, and your body's used to that, and this cycle of bad habits, hormones, and synapses will take you out of your natural state. Look at these people. It'll take you out of your natural state and make it so those things that would be conducive and great for a hunter-gatherer society jack you up. This is why keto works right away with some people. Sometimes it makes things worse because you try to do keto too fast. And you might have to graduate yourself down and heal the body first. Because if you try to do anything radical to the body that's addicted to carbs, it's going to bitch backslap you. All right, guys, that's it. If you want to learn more, go to StephaniePerson.com. Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page. Or Stephanie Ketogenic. Instagram me. And one more thing, if you ever hear there's new products online touting that you will get into ketosis faster, lies, 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 yeah. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. Cheese, nuts, caffeine. If you have a histamine issue, if you got any issues, which you all do, you ain't going to adapt. Put your body in a parasympathetic state, understand your autonomic system, and peace